Hello, everybody, and welcome to My Chamber TV. And you know what? Susan knocked it out of the park. We're with Saftey Harbor Chamber of Commerce this week, and we got the first guest out of the gate, J. Craig Wright. We call him Craig. Now, everybody remembers the last time we had him on here, the mayor made his own little intro.
Kind of walked right in there.
Today we got him all to ourselves, and so we've already been talking. So, and you guys get to catch up now. There's some big stuff happening in the mortgage world.
Yeah.
Big stuff.
Big stuff, big changes. And I think a lot of it's going to be for the better. The main reason is that we've been on fire for interest rates for a very, very long period of time. And obviously that's driven an inflationary aspect to properties. And the market right now, as I mentioned before, we have a lot of cash buyers. And now there's higher scrutiny on condominiums. And I like to cover each one of those one by one, kind of in reverse order. Condominiums have been under great scrutiny because of the disaster, obviously, in Miami.
Right.
There's been, even after the mortgage crisis, many of the condominiums went on the phrase deferred maintenance because they had less people living there to pay the dues because there was many foreclosures. So there was a lot of catch up. Well, because of that, there really too much was let go. On top of that, in 2008, the Department of Townhomes, Timeshares, and Condominiums lost their enforcement powers due to Florida legislature kind of deregulating things. And as they did that, a lot of things kind of went unnoticed. Now the Florida legislature is looking at that again and saying, well, we need to act. So some more, and also the market's reacting too, because a lot of larger lenders and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have said, okay, did you know that you can perform a mortgage approval without an appraisal? Well, if you do get an appraisal waiver because it seems strong in the value of the price and Fannie Mae has some indication of value, you might be able to get that. That doesn't apply to condominiums now. Another thing is there were what they called limited review of condominiums, where you buy one and you don't have to get as much paperwork and much review.
Right.
That also is out the window because we now need to have more scrutiny given. They'll also review it for such things as deferred maintenance. The appraiser has to make note of visible signs. And it might be a good idea to really add a little more scrutiny to your high-rise condominiums. Another thing that we do a lot of condominium approvals, so I don't want to get the wrong impression because I really do think it's a great thing to have, especially if it's your lock and walk building. I can lock it, I can walk away, I can go back to Ohio, go back to Vermont, go somewhere else in the summertime, and then snowbird it down here, and then have to worry about the grounds being kept.
Right.
That's a great way to work it. But when it comes to how well it's managed and seeing that the dues and the fees and everything are going to the right place, we actually have to review the budget.
Right.
And make sure that it's being budgeted properly. Now, the other thing you had asked me about is, are we looking for a big correction?
Yeah. I mean, because the market's been so hot, and I mean, I've talked to realtors and stuff can't even last a day.
Right.
It's barely on MLS. Boom, it's already sold. Yeah, it's crazy. So is that going to fix itself, or is that going to maintain for a while?
Well, I think that what we're going to really see is a normalization, and to make that go further. And where am I coming from? I'm one of the state trainers for the Florida mortgage professionals. I'm past president of Mortgage Bankers Association. I sat on the board of governors. I actually helped approve the database of tests that we have to pass to get a license.
Right.
So I'm actually going to a lot of these meetings, and I'm meeting a lot of the economists from a lot of large banks. And as such, they're believing that each area will have its own adjustment. Right. So you want to keep your ears open to different markets that are over-adjusted and really overpriced.
Right.
And then see them if they start to make a change. So look across the state. But our local economy, we have this microeconomy that has been fantastic as far as strength. People want to move here because we're Champa Bay.
Right.
We also, in Pinellas County, we don't have any more land to build on. So if you want to build something new, you got to knock it down.
Right.
So we're seeing some gentrification happening in different areas. But there's no doubt we're seeing properties are overpriced.
Right.
And if you look at the Pinellas County Realtor Report, it actually shows you year over year, realtors are, should be bragging about not only getting their sales price, but they're getting above price.
Yeah, I mean, people are literally asking, and then the buyers will go, well, I'll give you 20,000 more or 10,000 more or whatever it is.
Right.
crazy.
But now we're starting to see a reach of the pain threshold. So people are actually deciding that I don't really think I want to pay that much, and you're seeing them be more at ask price or close to that level. I've already seen some properties go down because they overpriced the property. So there's a bit of a greed factor involved too. Once
Right.
you're used to getting that price and seeing the market moving, you want to have your ask price higher. But we're a high demand market. The other part of that is we have a lot of cash buyers.
Right.
And where does it all come from? Well, a lot of people will actually take money from their retirement funds and pay cash for a property and hope that they can get their mortgages financed in another 60 days to get what they call delayed financing. So if you pay money with your own money and you buy a property
Right.
and then you got ahead of everybody else, you're going to come to me and get a cash out refinance and refund that retirement account. Because a lot of the large banks, they're not doing cash out refis anymore because they became a bit of a risk factor.
Right.
So that's another way, they call it delayed financing. But the cash buyer market just became its own snowball effect.
I've heard of people, and I didn't ask you this earlier. I've heard of people going, "I'll give you cash and we'll waive the appraisal." That's really? I can't believe people are doing that.
Or they'll say waive the contingency. They may still do an appraisal,
Okay.
but now they got an idea what they overpaid, but it doesn't matter because their contract is solid. Here's what it did hurt, and I talk to a lot of people about this. I do a lot of VA loans, and the VA addendum has a VA escape clause for appraisal. So the buyer cannot waive this right if they're doing a VA loan. The addendum goes to the purchase agreement.
Okay.
So if it comes in low, they need to be able to leave. They need to have the ability to. And if you're a seller and you see one that has this escape clause, another one that doesn't, you might gravitate toward that. That's hurt a lot of VA borrowers in our market. So it's more of a handshake telling them, look, I know I have this escape, but this is, if it comes in about this, here's my pain threshold. If it comes in about 10,000 lower, 20,000 lower, I'm still good. Because actually the VA borrower has his appraisal done faster,
Right.
has no down payment, so if he has a little bit of a spread, he's gonna actually be your better buyer.
Right.
So it's a better buyer overall. But I've been trying to be an advocate of helping it through that and talk to a lot of realtors, say, look, are you really gonna refuse this guy his benefit? And that's you gotta do your
Right.
best to help along.
Yeah, because a lot of I have seen a lot of buyers. If you're VA or FHA, they don't want to talk to you. They want that conventional or the cash,
Right.
which is sad because that FHA and that VA, those are strong people.
And you know the loan limit went up? The conventional loan limit is now over $647,000.
That's no longer considered a jumbo.
Yeah, it's gone up, and your FHA is over $420,000. So, wow. Now, speaking of FHA, one last thing I want to really mention this is they often ask me, so why would they come to you? And you're a local lender, you're here in Florida, you're licensed. Why would we come to you and not a big internet lender? And I often tell them because you become a number. When you go online, you become that number. I work with you local. I'm a guy with skin on. I'm right here. We're right here across the street from Saftey Harbor. I live in Saftey Harbor for the last 20 years. But the thing that I am different about is, say you have a borrower that comes and they want to, their only approval option is FHA.
Right.
And they want to look for a condominium.
Right.
Now there are 6 approved condominiums in all of Pinellas County
Oh, geez.
that are pre-approved by HUD.
All right.
And we talked about this approval process getting more scrutiny.
Yeah.
If they're already on the book, it's a lot easier to do. And there are ways to walk through the process and get what they call a spot approval FHA. And we've done them and successfully done them.
Right.
But when the guy is on the number and on the phone says, oh yeah, I got your FHA approval, and he says pre-approved for a condominium, they don't go the extra mile to say, here's your list of condos that are approved. Here's what we're going to need if you don't pick one of these. You might want to look for a PUD or something similar that doesn't require the approval
Right.
criteria, and tell them the real differences between buying a condominium and single family residence, because there's a lot more options if they wanted to go that direction.
Right.
But I use that because they don't think about what the local issues are when they're buying
They're just trying
real
to
estate.
sell a deal.
Yeah, stamp it and go. You go to the next deal. So that's why you want to pick local, because the money made here
There you
stays
go.
here.
So, hey, Craig, how can people get a hold of you?
You can reach out to me at my website. It's safetyharbormortgage.net. And also you can Google me. I challenge you to Google me, J. Craig Wright. Look at the reviews. People do say nice things about me.
They do. They do. So look at there. If you need a mortgage, And you, especially if you're Pinellas, that's the man right there. 'Cause he'll get it done for you. Craig, thanks for being on today, man. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having
Everybody
me.
stick around. We got some more great guests coming up. I'm telling you,
You do.
Susan knocked it out of the park this week.
Stay
This
tuned.
is absolutely phenomenal. We'll see everybody after this. All right, everybody, welcome back. That was a great first segment, but now we're back with Melissa Mabe. You are the president of Melrose Enterprises.
That is correct.
So tell us about Melrose Enterprises.
Okay, so Melrose Enterprises is a full-service event planning company. But not only that, we do marketing and PR for our clients, our event clients, from festivals to fundraisers, from galas to grand reopenings and tours and transportation. You can trust the event pros at Melrose.
Oh, that's
Did that
really
sound like
good.
a commercial?
Boy, you had that down pat. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to give Mark O'Donnell a shout out on that one
Oh,
from
okay.
RGA Network because he gave me that.
Hey, did he?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about event planning. What are the five? You call it the 5 C's
Right.
of event planning.
Right. So to make it easy for people to understand what event planners do, certainly you're not going to learn how to be an event planner
Right.
from this segment, but just so you know what we do and why we get paid what we get paid, there are 5 things that we start with. So this is our basic business plan.
Got it.
We start with the concept, we go to coordination, then it comes to control and culmination and closeout.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about how to develop a concept.
Okay, so the concept is really your goal. So that's the big picture. So it's like any other business plan, you start from the very broad concept down to the minute details. So the concept is, why are you having this event? Are you fundraising? Are you networking? Are you marketing your company? Is it employee incentive? What's the reason you're doing this? This is the why.
Okay.
Then we move on to
Coordination. So
correct.
what does
There you go.
coordination of an event
Okay,
be?
so coordination is everything else.
Oh, okay.
So it's your budget. Actually, you always start with your budget because, yes, that's the
That's
dirty
one thing
word
no one knows.
in events. It's like, how much do you want to spend? Well, if you have $10,000 and you have a concept that is a $30,000 to $40,000 concept, then we need to start looking at, is this viable, right? So you look at your budget. That includes everything from how are you theming it? What are your duty assignments? Who are you renting from? What's the venue? And who are your audience? That's one of very important things.
Right.
Who are you trying to get to?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess next is control.
Control. Let me tell you.
Look, I am a control person. I got
I
a
was
feeling
going to
you
say,
are too.
exactly. If you're in any kind of show business industry, you're a control freak, and that's why I got into event planning.
Okay.
Because control actually in this case means contingency planning. What if something goes wrong? You have to know in advance
Weather.
what kind of weather, security. Now we have health concerns.
Right.
We also think of things like parking. You know, that's a big issue in
That is
especially
something
outdoor
most people,
events.
they forget about that part.
Right. If you don't have, I was just at an event where it wasn't my event, but the parking was very difficult. And I felt for those event planners because there wasn't anything they could do
Right.
about it. So those are things that you have to think of, certainly. And also, how much electricity do you have? And do you have enough for everyone?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Right. So if you're doing an outdoor event, you have fryers and somebody wants to plug in, they've just killed the electricity for everybody else.
Uh-huh.
So you have to think about those things and get ready. And insurance. Do you have enough insurance? Do you have permitting? All of that. Communication planning. How are you getting your message out to people?
Right.
Internal as well as external.
That's good because a lot of times they'll worry about the marketing out of it, but they'll go, "Oh yeah, we forgot about."
But
dealing with
nobody's
internally."
talking to one another, right?
Right. So,
Exactly.
okay, next was culmination.
Culmination. That's when you're actually doing the event. So it's day of. You've done your planning. Everybody's got their assignments. Now you are making sure you have your staff in the right places, that you're covering everything, looking to put out fires. You have your itinerary. Everything is all ready to go. And for an event planner, a culmination means I'm done. You know, like it's happening. You're having a great time. Great. Now I have to get my people ready backstage so we can load out.
Yeah, we call that strike.
Exactly. We call it loadout in our
Right.
business. You call it strike in the show business. But
So what is closeout?
closeout. Well, that's actually the most important part of an event. That's the thank you time. That's the gratitude. Thank you so much to your volunteers, to your sponsors, your stakeholders, making sure that everybody's been paid. That's a big
Ooh,
one.
that's a good
and
one.
all your rentals are returned. So did you have radios? Did you have golf carts? Did you have portalettes? All of those things have to make sure they go back and you're responsible, because if you're missing a radio, guess what? You're responsible. Those radios are about anywhere between $400 and $600 a piece.
Yeah.
And you're responsible for them
Right.
if you don't get them back because a volunteer took them home by accident.
Yeah.
So,
Hardly that's on in the golf cart.
yes.
That's
yes.
typically lived in the golf cart.
Yes, left in the golf cart. I've had them take them home.
Oh.
Yeah, we've chased them down.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
But no, that's why you have someone there that their whole job is just to count them.
Right.
And so that's the basic outline, and that's
That's
for
a
any
lot.
event. That's every
And you
event.
do this for every event.
Every event.
Wow.
Birthday party for 40 people on up to a festival of 20,000.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What makes you different from all the other event planners out
I'm
there?
glad you asked that, John. Yeah,
I have
actually,
notes, but I put it my own way.
actually, there are a lot of great event planners out
Right.
there. What we do differently is I have a background in marketing.
Okay.
So I employ that for my clients. So for instance, for my festivals, I can give them sponsorship sales help.
Okay.
So they can go out and help fundraise. I can go and reach out to the sponsors that I work
So
with.
you've already got a little network out there that can
Correct.
help them out.
Correct. And I know how to find them for the right, for the right theme.
Okay.
If you're looking for somebody with boats, I know a boat guy. If you're looking for somebody who's a chef, I have a chef, I have cooking people. So, if you want to bring in those types of manufacturers, we can talk about how to do that. But also getting the word out through social media, through online events, sites, as well as traditional marketing and media placement.
Okay.
So that's what makes us different. I have over 30 years experience in this field, and I started as a talent agent, believe it or not, many years ago.
Wow.
Worked my way into events because I wanted more control. Go
Right, right.
figure.
Yeah, right. So, okay, let me ask you. So, if you do an event, I know sometimes you get a permitting. Do you help them with the permitting side as well?
Depending on the client, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Most times the permitting includes your alcohol permitting.
Right.
I have walked from office to office in different city locations and said, okay, can you sign this? And then you take it to the next office. Can you sign this?
Right.
Yes, I can do that level of detail, or we can just consult on
Okay.
what they need to have.
A lot of times everybody has this dream of doing an event, and they're like, "Oh, I want to do this, and I want to do this," and then next thing they sit down, they went, "I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that." That's why an event coordinator
Right.
is extremely important.
Right, and prioritize. What's the most important thing, and know what your budget is ahead of time. Know that for a festival, it's going to be a much larger budget
Right.
and than you anticipated, always, especially if it's outdoors in a blank parking lot or a field. Then you have to bring everything in with you, so then the costs go up. So then your sponsorship levels need to go up, and you need to raise that money before you commit
Right.
to doing the event. That's important.
All right. So now, do you help find locations?
Oh, absolutely.
I know you. I know you've touched about now. Now my brain's going. Well, what about locations?
Right. Well, when I do,
Sometimes-
especially corporate.
Right.
Corporate, we work with a lot of them local hotels. For instance, I was just down at the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota yesterday.
Right.
That's a beautiful location. Again, budget.
Big budget.
But if you want a nice experience in a hotel, there are a lot of affordable hotels in the Tampa Bay area.
Right.
So we really just look at what is it that you're trying to do, what is it that you need, and then go from there and talk to some of our partners. And that's the other thing that I bring to the table is I do have this wealth of experience and I do know these people in the industry. So I have a little bit more leverage than the average person walking in saying, I'd like to get a ballroom. Well, I say, I need your ballroom. This is when I need it. And I'll need it 2 more times down the road. So I'll probably get a little bit better price than you might be able to.
Right, yeah. Me walking off the street going, hey, I want to use your ballroom. Yeah, it's going to cost this. And
Right.
no, you send Melissa and go, hey, reality here. Let's do this the right
Yeah,
way.
I'm going to do 3 of these. So what kind of a deal can you break for me?
Right, there you go. So, okay, so how can people get a hold of you and find you?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Very good one.
So let me tell you, the audience out there, this is Melrose Enterprises, Melissa Mabe speaking, 813-918-2290, or our website. You can email us through there at Melrose, MELROSE, the number 4, the letter U.com.
That was good. I couldn't have asked for better than that. That's really good. So, in 20 seconds, one biggest tip putting an event together.
Be realistic.
I like that. Be realistic.
Be realistic. Let's find out what is your goal, and then let's try to get there the most convenient and least expensive way possible.
There you go. So if you got an event, give her a call. And I appreciate you coming on today, and we'll be right back after this. All right, we're back. Hey, look, you know what? If you need an event coordinator, Melissa, that's your gal, right?
She was dynamic, yes.
Right.
If we need one, John, we're going to go to Melissa.
There you go. So now we've got Elaine Hawkins. You're
Yes.
with the Kiwanis
I
of
am.
Saftey Harbor.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So first and foremost, what is Kiwanis?
Well, I'm going to say it in a nutshell really quickly. Kiwanis is all about kids. We are an international organization. We've been in business for quite some time. In the city of Saftey Harbor, our charter has been here for 42 years. This is our 42nd year. And in that time, we have given over $500,000 back to children, schools, and community right here in the Saftey Harbor area. We support student leadership programs. We support 5 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school with all of our programs, which I'm sure you're going to ask me about those programs later.
I am going to ask you about those programs.
But we are a 501(c) nonprofit, all volunteers, John. So every single penny that we make goes back to kids and to our community.
Let's talk about some of those programs.
Well, first of all, we have leadership programs within the school. We have 5 elementary schools. We have K-Kids for the elementary level. And you say, leadership programs for young children?
No,
well,
start them off early.
You do have to start them off early.
Absolutely.
And K-Kids fosters and promotes that. Out of our 5 elementary schools, we have 3 schools that are back into doing K-Kids the second semester of this school year. We closed down last year, no volunteers in
Right.
because of COVID. And we had that in Safety Harbor Elementary, McMullen Booth Elementary, and Leela Davis will be starting all again in the second semester of this.
Okay.
As I said, we support 5 elementary schools, and in those 5 elementary schools, we also have programs to highlight leaders in 5th grade. So we do a monthly Student of the Month for those 5 elementary schools. In the past, we had them all come to the Paradise Restaurant. We fed the students, the teachers, the principals, and their families.
Wow.
Sometimes grandparents came
Right.
along and siblings. And we gave them breakfast. We give them trophies. We highlight their achievements. The teachers get up and speak about those students, and often they're in tears.
So
the teachers
do
are,
you
John.
find by starting them in elementary school, it carries over to middle and then carries over to high school?
Absolutely, John. That was an excellent question, because we do find that. We find that if you develop this passion when they are younger, that it does carry over. And we also have programs through Kiwanis in college, and programs for disabled adults, mentally disabled adults as well, so that they too can serve their community. So many of our high school Key Clubbers, which is the service leadership program for high school, go on to do the programs in college, and many of them are coming back as Kiwanians as adults to serve their communities. So it does, that passion to serve, that passion to make a difference, that passion to change the world one child and one community at a time, which is the international slogan. That is
Right.
what we are involved with internationally. Our dues go to, you have to pay to volunteer in Kiwanis, so it's $125 a year, a little bit more for
That's nothing,
businesses.
to be honest with you.
No,
That's,
it
that's
isn't.
very inexpensive.
I often have people say, wait a minute, we have to pay to volunteer? And I said, well, a lot of those dues go to the international, but everything that we make through our fundraisers here, and we'll talk about our major ways of
Well, I was getting ready to say,
funds.
so you have events.
We do, John.
Let's
You
talk about your events, because
you
events are
absolutely read my
fun.
mind. The events are a lot of fun. In fact, we just finished our major event, which was the Holiday Arts and Crafts Show for December. It's always the second Sunday of each December. We had to cancel it last year, as well as
Something happened. I don't know what it
something happened. Something that was a worldwide thing, got in our way of having fun with kids and
dare it.
making money. We have vendors come from all over, and all the profits that we make, we rent the street from Main Street, from Safety Harbor Spa all the way down to 7th Avenue, and we have a grand old time. The vendors love to come to our beautiful city of Safety Harbor. We let them know that every single penny that the Kiwanis makes from this event goes back into our community. And as I said before, over $500,000, maybe towards $600,000, does go back in to it. And that's how we fund our scholarships. That's how we fund our student leadership programs. That's how we fund a lot of other Paint Your Heart Out. We do other community
I was
things.
saying you have to have more stuff coming, right?
Oh, we are awesome
Always
people, and we
busy,
have
right?
yes, we are. We have two major events coming up in March.
Okay.
We have partnered with the Maddie Williams Neighborhood Family Center right here in Safety Harbor. That is another organization that we sponsor through scholarships. $3,000 a year goes to Maddie Williams to sponsor young children that whose families cannot afford to send them to their after-school program.
Right.
We sponsor with them for the Bands on the Bay event.
Bands on the Bay.
Bands on the Bay.
I know about that one.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one's fun.
It's a good one.
Oh
and
my
it's a
gosh,
lot,
that one's very, very fun.
We are rocking for kids,
Yeah,
John,
rocking for
during that
kids.
time. Rocking for kids is our motto on that. Maddie Williams uses it to, their part of it, their half of the proceeds, to help supply food, necessary food for the food bank, which has been really, really taxed this last year.
Yep.
And we use it to fund scholarships and to also support all these other programs that we do. So that we kind of coordinate with the Black Honkies. They were the first ones that
who doesn't
John,
use the Black Honkies? I mean,
the
you
Black
literally say Black
Honkies, they're
Honkies.
awesome.
You got a crowd.
They are absolutely awesome
It's instant
people.
crowd.
Yes. I tell you, Phil, with the Black Honkies, we list him as one of our partners with this because he manages all the bands and everything.
Right.
This year, we usually only, charge $5 to get into the event. This year, Maddie Williams and the Kiwanis Club has decided it's free for everyone as a gift to those that have really suffered through this time. Come and have a good old time and a party. We will have a VIP tent, which the Safety Harbor Spa generously supplies the food for, and we charge and make money for that as well. So we have that other large event coming up in March, on March 5th. The first Saturday of March.
Okay.
We have a second event because, you have to have lots of events coming up all
Especially
at once.
March.
March, it's a good old time to party.
It is.
We do another art show, and we do it on the third Sunday, which is March the 20th.
Okay.
We do it at the same weekend that the Chalk Fest is here in
Got
Safety
it.
Harbor.
Okay.
So that we're on the second day. The Chalk Fest goes 2 days.
Right.
And so it's a slightly smaller show, but we're going to try to enlarge it a little bit this year to draw more people.
Okay.
The vendors, like many people, have had a hard time during the
Right.
shutdown, and many of them are just coming out of some financial distress and very happy to get back
So
to
come
this.
out and support those guys. It's
Right.
awesome.
Then we added an event which was outside to coincide with the Kentucky Derby, and we called it Run for the Roses and Walk for the Kids, and it will be on Derby Day, which I think is in May. Let me check this.
Sometime in
May
May.
7th.
Yeah, it
Sometimes
is
in
in
May.
May.
It's in May 7th. We all dress up with pony little gears and great big derby hats, and people sponsor us to walk, and we use that money to fund our programs as well.
That's awesome. Well, okay, I see some other stuff on there. Like, what is the Dazzled Boutique?
Well, John, happy to announce this. Our club, and I'm the president this year, we've decided that we really want to make an effort to reach out to the business community. I know what it's like when I was working and teaching here in this county for 37 years. My time to volunteer was limited. So when you go to businesses and you say, hey, come and volunteer, they say, well, do I have to do a lot of volunteering to join Kiwanis? Absolutely not. All you have to do is make sure that you support our programs. And when you're ready, you can volunteer as much or as little as you possibly want. So we now have 7 businesses right here in Safety Harbor.
Wow.
We have Chris Mavrakos with MFP Financial. We have his wife, Suzanne, who owns Dazzled. A boutique, who used to be one of my homeroom mothers at Davis Elementary.
there you go.
I reeled her right in. Tamar Dupree Salon is a member of our Kiwanis Club. Cafe Vino Tinto, right here on Main Street, is a member. So is Snow Beach and the Patton Bow Boutique. So we know that if we have a strong business community, they want to be involved with community activities. So that's our goal, is to draw in lots of community leaders and businesses during this
So
time.
if you're a business locally, or if you're just a person locally,
Yes.
and you want to get involved, how do we get a hold of you?
My number is on everything that the city has, and you can go to shkiwanis.com. You can find us on Facebook, which Dan Margoni, our wonderful Facebook person, takes care of everything. They can contact us through Facebook.
Awesome.
And we are members of the Chamber, so the Chamber has all of our information as well.
That's awesome.
These business partners will be coming in January to join us for breakfast, and so will Chamber members. So we're really anxious to let the community know that we do a lot of really good things for our community.
All right, so if you want to give back to the kids and help the community, this is the lady you need to go see.
Hey.
She'll take good care of you. Elaine will I'm going to put you to work.
Yeah, and plus it's a lot of fun, and you have that great feeling that everything goes well for you.
There you go. So, all right, we'll be right back. We're gonna actually talk to the location today, which is this beautiful location. So we'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, so now we're talking to the location. And of course, today we've been at the Sylvan Abbey Memorial Park and Funeral Home, and now I have Kimberly Feaster. Now, that's a name that we all know. I'm pretty sure. If you don't, I know. If I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. That's just the way it is. So, Kimberly, you are the community relations representative. Whew.
Big title.
But you're a community girl, though, right?
I'm the community girl.
So let's talk about Sylvan Abbey and how awesome. I mean, I hate to. It's weird saying that it's an awesome place, but this is a really, really with the times now place to come and celebrate a person's passing.
It is. It's we believe in celebrating every life. We want families to be happy, that they can celebrate someone's life. And, you know, John, every family's different.
Yeah.
What their needs are, what makes important. Our team sits down with the family and talks about that person. What was important in their life, and what do they want to remember, and how do they want to celebrate it. So we've got a team here that takes care of all that. Sylvan Abbey, in 2017, we remodeled our funeral home and brought it up to the current age, and celebrations have changed a little bit. It's not always like in pews and things. Sometimes families like tables and chairs. It makes better conversation, and to be able to talk about that loved one that they've lost.
I'm amazed, right? And I know we're going to be showing stuff on the side, but even back behind me here, you have this beautiful, this tapestry where you get to play a video or a celebration video. But I don't know if anybody saw go to my shot real quick, Rob. Behind me, it's snowing. I mean, what funeral home have you ever been in and go, wow, they got snow on the wall? I mean, seriously.
Hey, we got snow in Florida.
You're so far ahead of everything, and then you can change this to the life of the person.
We can do military, we can do beach scenes. Be in Florida, a lot of people that have lived here really enjoy the beach. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of different things, and that kind of brings it back home, celebrating that person's life and what's important. So, but we thought since it's December that we'd do a little snow today.
That's awesome. That's absolutely, it is very, very cool. Now, you offer this full service. I mean, start to finish, correct?
Yes.
Let's talk about that, because I had a story where I was in one, and I will never do that again. But let's talk about start to finish, what all the Sylvan offers.
Sylvan Abbey Memorial Park and Funeral Home. We are part of the Dignity Memorial Network, which means that we have 2,200 locations across the United States and Canada. So if, let's say, mom and dad live here in Clearwater and they purchase some space in our memorial park, and dad passes away. So we've placed dad. Mom's not doing so well, so she moves back to Indiana with her children. When she passes, it's streamlined for the family to bring mom back here and place her beside dad.
Right.
We that's the nice thing. Or we had someone that passed away that was from Missouri.
Okay.
Down here on vacation. So we coordinated with funeral home in Missouri, got them placed back in Missouri where they needed to be. So we are a full service, which means from the time of passing through their placement, whether it be burial or cremation and be in a columbarium, whatever, we can take care of all the needs from and help. We have travel.
Right.
We have an agency that we use for bereavement travel, so families coming from out of town, all of those things, anything, and our team's creative.
Right.
Because we're celebrating a person's life.
Correct.
Everybody's different.
Right. So now, do you also offer the services where, okay, I know I've got to take care of this and get it all pre-set up and pre-done so my kids are not having to do it, or is that something where they come in for consult?
That's what we call pre-need, and we have family service counselors that not only meet with families at need, but pre-need. And the nice thing about doing that, there's really two big pieces to it. One is the emotional for the family. You've taken care of it. Your children know what you want because you took care of it.
Took care of it.
And also with pre-need, those prices lock. And you know, this business, just like every other business, the prices go up every year a little bit. So I've helped with families that 30 years ago did their pre-arrangements, and what they paid and what they got is the same thing today.
Right.
So the pre-need is wonderful, and you can just go to our website, sylvanabbymemorialpark.com, and click on pre-need, and we can get you some information about that.
So I was talking to one of your coordinators, I think a coordinator with you earlier, and we were talking about, it's not just, you have the mausoleums, and I mean, and there's so much that goes into getting that done. It's not just, well, it's a stack of block. That's not what it is. Let's talk about that real quick.
We do in Sylvan Abbey Memorial Park, which recorded the first burial in Pinellas County.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Back in 1853, and have been servicing and families since that time. But we have burial, we have columbariums, you talked about mausoleums. We will build for a family a mausoleum, and it's like their custom home.
Yeah.
It's, you know, if they want stained glass or whatever they want, it's individual, and that's where the team loves it because they get to be very creative with the family.
She was like, I love doing this because I get to help design, and it's really is, it's like buying I'm not saying this, but a vacation home, right? Except it's built, the standards to build those are quite extensive. I mean, there's a lot to go in. There's a lot of considerations, weather, ground.
Well, when you purchase that property, you've purchased it for eternity.
Right. Right.
I know that sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? So there's a lot of testing to make sure the ground is good and things like that go on behind the scenes that people don't see, so that we make sure that our families, when they come to visit their loved one, everything is like it should be.
That is absolutely phenomenal. So how do people reach out to you and say, okay, Kimberly, I need to get stuff taken care of, or someone sitting there going, oh my, we didn't have a place, but let's go over to Sylvan Abbey and go, okay, can you help us?
They can go to our website, they can call here at Sylvan Abbey and ask for me, and I will work with them and connect them to the right person depending on what their needs are. Like I said, we do at need when your family's had a loss, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can call us and someone will get with you. That's just part of what we do.
That is absolutely phenomenal. So if I missed anything, because I don't think we have, but I never know, and that's why I always ask, did I miss anything that we didn't talk about that people need to know?
The pre-need, they can call. We do seminars if, like a church group or something.
Oh, there you go.
Wanted to do an educational seminar just to find out what we do and what we offer. We're happy to do that. That's no charge to the group. We are out in the community. We do beach walks with hospice. We do seminars at the independent livings, churches, whatever. So anything that we can do to be a part of the community, because we've been a part of the community since 1853.
Yeah, a long time. First burial ever in Pinellas County. That's kind of to be proud of, I guess. Yes, yeah. It's weird. Don't know how to act because we're in it's normally we're very laid back, or we're having a lot of fun. But you're like, do I have fun there?
Like I told you a while ago, let's have some fun today.
Right,
You know,
yeah, absolutely phenomenal. And then people are coming in, and we did get people going, we're really going to be there? I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be kind of neat. It's going to be kind of neat. And then we went to your website, and we were all like, whoa. I mean,
Yeah,
that's not what we were expecting. It is kind of hip. I hate to use the word, but it's hip, right? It's hip. It's today, which is kind of nice.
It really is. It's, the Dignity Memorial Network, we keep up with the times, and, when there's a loss, the service is for those left behind.
Right.
It's to give them comfort and to give them peace. And my husband George has been servicing families since 1956 in Pinellas County and continues to do it today. It's a passion for him, and to be able to help families at their time of need.
All right, folks. So if you need all that stuff, make sure you reach out to Kimberly here. She'll take good care of you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We got the chamber coming up next. We're going to talk about what's going on in the Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce. Be right back. Okay, welcome back. Last but not least, Susan Petersen, Safety Harbor Chamber. You knocked it out of the park. And I just want to let you know, I was a little worried about coming to a funeral home to do a show. Because we walked in, we're like, well, how do we act? Because normally we have fun, we're joking around, it's all good. And I'm like going, well, I think the first 30 minutes here setting everything up, no one said anything. Because we're all like, can we like talk, or do we have to be quiet? But this is, Sylvan, this is a great facility.
Yeah, since their remodel, I mean, you walk in and you don't even know you're in a funeral home.
You don't.
It's beautiful.
This looks like a banquet hall that we're in right now.
So we're actually comfortable holding things here. Not everybody is though. So,
Yeah.
it's a
You
delicate
got to be
thing.
okay. And let me tell you something. The people here have a great sense of humor.
That's good.
You wouldn't think they would, but they do. They have a great sense of humor. So, but anyway, so what's going on with the chamber?
Well, same old thing, but it's huge. Third Friday.
What?
We're excited that we just got permission from the city to completely take it on. It's our baby from now on.
Awesome.
They're helping us out with some costs, which is much appreciated.
Right.
But yep, third Friday every month for the next year. It's
Now,
definitely happening.
what part of downtown is that?
It goes all the way up to Harbor Bar.
Oh, wow.
So 9 blocks.
9
almost
blocks.
9 blocks. Yeah.
And I bet you fill every bit of that up.
We really do. I mean, we spread it out. Thankfully, the merchants, all of the bars and restaurants have been working together, communicating. Every single block has live entertainment.
Oh.
And that keeps, the people flowing. We spread the vendors out, and it's all about Safety Harbor businesses.
It is nice. I have to say, it is nice when you go to a town and all the businesses are there for each other. Because I've gone to some where they're not. And it's like you can literally feel the tension as you walk down the street. But in Safety Harbor, it's not like that. I mean, literally store to store to store to restaurant. They're all like, oh, yeah, welcome. Well, if we don't have what you got this down here, we'll have. I'm
Isn't it
blown
wonderful?
away with it.
Yeah.
It is really, really good.
Yeah.
So.
And Third Friday has really helped that, bring the cohesiveness
Right.
and the communication among the businesses. It's been huge.
Okay, now you have some events coming up. I know that.
Yes.
Some good events.
Every chamber has to fundraise.
That's right. You got to make some money.
Yes, we have our 7th annual Health and Wealth Expo coming up on January 29th at the Safety Harbor Resort and Spa. And, we weren't able to do it last year, so we're really excited to do it this year. It's a great venue for the event. It's a free event for the community
Wow.
to come to, and it's kind of a showcase of businesses that have anything to do with health or wealth. So it's a huge
Now, when you say
variety.
health or wealth, that is the actual health side of it. And then when you say wealth, there's like insurance, retirement.
Mortgage, real estate. Yep.
Is Jay
all
Craig
of
going to be
that.
there?
I hope so.
Not to put him on the
yes,
spot
I
or
think
nothing
he
like
is.
that. I know he's still sitting in the room, but
He
you know, I'm just
usually
saying.
is. Yes.
And now, is this an all-day event or is it a 2-day event?
It's 10 to 2 on a Saturday.
Okay. So it's yeah, you come in, you get it done, then you have the rest of your Saturday.
Right. And our larger sponsors give free workshop presentations.
Oh, nice.
So pretty soon we'll be publishing the topic so people can, make sure they're there during what they want to hear. And it's all good. It's free. There's also, this is a huge draw, is the free health screenings that are offered. We have the
Okay.
Bay Care nurses there who do, blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. We will have free hearing checks from AFC Urgent Care. They're one of our big sponsors this year. And different, the different vendors are doing actual hands-on whatever they offer.
Will there be a blood drive that day as well?
We are working on getting the one blood drive
Okay.
us there, yes.
Right. Because right now, and I'm not trying to bring everybody down, but I know there's a couple areas in the United States right now that need as much blood as possible.
True.
So, and it's not going to be done by then.
Nope.
I'm just saying, and as of today, I know there's another whole big front coming through the middle of the country again. So, oof. So, so what else is coming up?
Then just a month after that, we have our huge art and seafood on the waterfront.
That's awesome.
It's a fine.
That is such a good time.
It's turning into kind of our signature event
Yes.
because it's growing every year. It's 2 days. It's down on the beautiful waterfront. We have great seafood and fine juried art. So we're excited about that. And we have some really great headlining entertainment this year. We are bringing Stormbringer for Saturday evening and Selwyn Birchwood, who is a national blues act that has won awards.
Really?
And we're excited to bring him in on Sunday. Yeah.
That'll be awesome. Now that is on the waterfront, right? Next to the spa.
Right, down in front of between the spa and the water, right? Yeah.
And how long is that? Like 3 blocks, 4 blocks? That's right there.
It's a big field.
Big field.
Huge
Okay.
field, right?
Yeah.
Right adjacent to the marina.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful setting. February, the weather always cooperates, so we're
Plenty
looking
of
forward
parking.
to that. You can always find parking in Safety Harbor.
There you go. I was waiting for her to say that. You can. I've
can.
never not been able to find parking here.
It might not be a block away, but you can find parking in Safety Harbor.
But the great thing about it, even if it's 3 or 4 blocks away, it's a great walk-in.
It's like if you went to the mall and you
Right.
had to park,
Right.
a little ways away.
You
So
go, you
it's-
walk down the street, you buy some stuff, you see some stuff. Oh, I'll be back for that. Let me go down there, get some seafood and listen to some music and then see what vendors and then come back and buy at the store and then on your way out, right?
Right.
It all goes around that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how is the chamber doing?
We're doing great.
Right.
We are at an all-time high as far as our membership goes. We are right around 360 members, which is more than we've ever had. We are doing a little revamping of a couple of our member events. Like beginning in January, we're taking what used to be our Connect Over Coffee on the first Tuesday morning. We're calling it Member Mornings. We're bringing it back to the chamber. It's an opportunity for new and existing members to come in and not only connect with each other, but find out more about what their benefits are.
Right.
And then we'll follow that up with our Maximize Your Membership session where we can help people like with their profile on the website or just take advantage of everything that we offer.
It's amazing that a lot of people, and I'm not downing anybody, but I know people get busy, right?
yeah.
But they'll join the chamber and then go, okay, I'm a chamber member. Well, there's a little more to it than that. If you go and really dig down deep, what the chamber offers for the businesses, it's huge. It's a huge benefit.
And you do have to, put out some effort,
Right.
utilize the benefits that we offer. We find that it's just a constant reminding thing of our members. Don't forget to use your e-blasts. Don't forget, we can share your social media for you, if you make us aware of your posts. And so, yeah, we do our best to make sure everybody utilizes and stays engaged.
Right. So let me ask you real quick, the cost to be a member it's not super high, right?
For a small business, it's just $275 for the whole year.
I hate to say the word cheap, but that's inexpensive, very inexpensive.
The web exposure itself is well worth that much money.
Right.
Because it really helps your SEO. If you already have a web presence, it increases your SEO. If you don't have a website, it gives you a web presence.
Right.
For the really small business owners.
Because the back portal of it, you can actually put, so say if you're on My Chamber TV and get your clip, or you can actually put that up there from your
Yes,
YouTube. So,
yes.
so you utilize
Yes.
the tools that the chamber is giving you, and that's what we are as a tool.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you, and that video is huge. And video being on your site and then video on their site, that's massive.
Yeah, we encourage everybody to do My Chamber TV because you can take that segment, you can use it in your social media too.
Right, exactly. So we're in oh my gosh, we're in Safety Harbor. I cannot believe that just came out of my mouth. We're in Safety Harbor. Are you located?
We are at 200 Main Street, which is right at the heart of the busy area of Main Street. We're kind of next to Starbucks. We're across from one of our new big, beautiful buildings where all the action is. So
And there's a park right there too, right?
there is, diagonal across the intersection, there's the Baranoff Park. We have that beautiful oak tree right next to the library, the oldest oak tree in Pinellas County.
Right.
And the city made a beautiful park there for people to enjoy.
There
Yeah.
you go. So look, if you're in Safety Harbor, if you're a business in here and you're not a member, you need to become a member.
Yes.
It's kind of very important, right? You get this opportunity, plus they're on their website, their SEO, the whole 9 yards. Thank you for watching today. We want to thank this beautiful location for allowing us to be here and film. I mean, it was snow. There was snow over my shoulder.
I saw it,
It's
yeah.
the coolest thing, right? Absolutely the coolest thing. So look, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. And we'll see everybody next week on My Chamber TV.
Thank you, John.